So here's my toe block trued up, and this is my bed block here, my back piece. And if you, as a check of your work, you can place them together and you should get a perfectly tight seam all the way around, and that will tell you that both these planes are kind of basically planes and they're flat. Once you've done that, the next step is to mark the toe piece for your cutting. The rear piece is pretty much finished. There's no more need to modify that in any way, apart from getting the mortise chopped out for the handle. So what we need to do is to mark out the throat in this piece, which we'll be sawing out and chopping with chisels. First thing you need to do is to measure your blade width and add 1/4 of an inch to it, so 6 millimeters to it. Mine's 51 millimeters, add 6 millimeters, that will give me 57 millimeters. And I drew a line here across here from this edge. This is the kind of opening for your mouth, and so once you've done that, you want to take a marking gauge or something. I've just got a simple sliding collar thing on my ruler, and you want to set that to be 6 millimeters or 1/4 of an inch, whichever system you're working in. And you just basically want to mark along here and also on both ends. And this is your kind of abutment width or thickness, and you want to carry that line. This isn't a critical measurement because obviously any thickness of abutment will do within reason, so you can make this thicker or thinner depending on your preferences, but 6 millimeters, 1/4 of an inch is a good thickness. Next thing you need to do is you need to mark it on this face as well, because you'll be sawing to that line later. If you have a marking gauge, it would probably be a lot better than this ruler arrangement I have here. Okay, so you have these marked here. After that, you want to measure, I'll take this off now. You want to measure 3 centimeters up along here at an angle of around 65, well, this is actually 60, so about 65, 70 degrees. And that's your kind of, as I said in the first video, it slants back slightly, this throat piece here, or mouth piece here, and that prevents wear on well, it prevents the mouth opening when you kind of resole your plane, and this piece is called the wear. So I'm going to set it for maybe 67 degrees. This is completely arbitrary. There is no need to be kind of too picky about this. So from the point at the front of the mouth, draw that up, and this will extend 3 centimeters, but we'll mark that in a minute. So both sides. And make sure they're nice and even. Then you want to measure 3 centimeters up. No, like this one. And this will determine the kind of breaking angle, and you just mark that point up with the you join this line up with your front throat line, and this will give you the top of your mouth, or the throat rather. So you can see this is the basic shape of your throat. So it slants down for kind of backwards here, and then you have this slight piece here. Now you want to mark, get a square for this. How am I going to mark this? Well, just mark kind of straight across here. This isn't critical. Mark here so that you can mark this intersection point across the front of the mouth here. And do that with a square. And so this will give you this kind of marking on the face here. And from there, you want to mark that intersection point down to this corner. This gives clearance for the chips to escape from the mouth, because your blade is going to be this wide. Obviously, if you have a big chunk here, the chips are going to get jammed. So you chop these away diagonally like this to make room for the escaping chips. Shavings. So there we go. So your wedge will bed against this surface here. This will all be chopped out, and all this will be chopped out as well, and a slight piece of this. So you do that, kind of mark it on both sides, and next thing you do is you'll be sawing this out.